Buckle up. I love it. Yeah. I mean, these are perfectly feasible responses and justifiable responses. And, I don't, Charlie Kirk, they want to paint him as an extremist. And I mean, even on the right, I've seen people admit, yeah, okay, so he's a little controversial and he's an extremist, or maybe he's a right-wing radical or whatever. And the reality is, he's none of those things. Like, it is not controversial to believe what he believed, that men and women are different, that a man can't be a woman and a woman can't be a man, and that the United States of America, like every single country on earth, deserves to have secure borders. There's nothing, there's nothing. The way Charlie Kirk believes and has espoused for the last decade is exactly how we as a people have always believed and espoused for the last 250 years since the beginning of our country. Yeah. If anybody's the radical, if anybody is the controversial one, it's the new mode, the form of thought, the new movement that's happening, which is pure iniquity, as you pointed out.
Right.
That's what's controversial. That's what's radical. So you know that the turning of the tide is happening. We saw this in the book of Revelations. The Revelation. Sorry, Nick.
There you go.
always getting corrected on the S, man. Listen, man, if you read that book, there was more than one revelation going on. Okay.
When I say revelation, the whole book is a dream that John had, that he actually went to heaven. So
I got you. Yeah, of course. But when you read that book, it says exactly what is going to happen prophetically. That what we see happening, where these truths become lies and lies become the truth, which is what you see them espousing in schools and college campuses and in the media and all over the place.
Right.
And so that's the radicalism. That's the radical. We knew that 2,000 years ago when the Bible was first read. We knew that when that happens, that's what's going to be the controversial new form of thought. And I want to say something else, Nick, before I get long-winded here. I'm sorry. If the things that we're saying, if the language we're using is strong, well, in so much as our analysis of the left and their behavior, I've got something for you.
Uh-oh.
All of this comes on the heels of not only a presidential assassination attempt and twice, two assassination attempts, burning city blocks down, blocking off traffic, shaking their fists, throwing objects. It also comes on the heels of the Nashville Covenant School shooting in 2023. The perpetrator, Audrey Hale, who police stated was transgender, killed 3 children and 3 staff members.
And they're not reporting that. CNN is not reporting that.
Yeah, they're not. But that is a transgender murderer.
Yep.
Then there was the Minneapolis Catholic school shooting. That happened this year. The perpetrator, Robin Westman, a transgender woman, fatally shot 2 children. That is another transgender murderer. There's the Club Q shooting. It happened in 2022. Anderson Lee Aldrich killed 5 people at a club, claiming to be non-binary. That is a non-binary murderer. Yeah. The Aberdeen Rite Aid warehouse shooting. The perpetrator, Socia Mosley, a 26-year-old transgender woman, killed 4 people. The list goes on. There's one more I want to read to you. The STEM school Highland Ranch shooting. STEM being STEM. Apparently these students were learning science, technology, engineering, and math. One of the 2 shooters in this attack was named Alec McKinney, identified as a transgender man. You know what that means? That means that was a woman that did this. They've gone so far astray of all things normal and all things decent and all things nonviolent that not only are the men running around, and let's face it, it's usually a man who shoots, right?
Sure.
Now they're women. Now there's women over there claiming to be a man, hiding behind the title of being a man, running around murdering people in cold blood. And so when you and I are told that this language is too hard, it's too hard, you're being unsympathetic or whatever. Did you hear? This is going on all the time.
Yeah.
And it's time to stop. It's not time for it to stop. It is time for us to stop it.
Yeah.
That's my way of thinking.
I agree. No, I'm actually having a hard time forming my words now that I'm in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, because I'm so pissed off that this has actually happened, that they actually think this is okay. Like this is The word wrong has no meaning here. This is, and I even think the word deplorable doesn't have any kind of meaning here because it is so crossed a line.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, like
There's no political answer to it. There's
I said whenever we knew that he was shot and we didn't know he was going to make it. By the way, he was never going to make it. Like I saw the footage.
Yeah, that's what I
There's
heard.
no way he would have survived that. But whenever we were sitting there praying that he would make it, I remember saying 5 more will rise up in his name. I was wrong. It's going to be an entire army.
Yeah.
It's going to be an entire like new movement because they pissed off the wrong people. They pushed our buttons too much because right now we are technically the party of peace.
Yeah.
And you claim to be the party of peace, but you're the party of war because you want wars overseas and you want conflict here. You say you want to be the party of love and respect and all this other stuff, and you also want to be the ones that take away our guns. You want gun control, yet you're the ones that are using the guns to assassinate people who don't agree with you.
Yeah.
That makes zero common sense. Common sense is not... Okay, Democrats are no longer Americans. Someone has said it. I've already said it once. They're no longer Americans. They're domestic terrorists.
They're domestic terrorists. I totally agree. Yeah.
Now, I want to read something when it comes to what we've been talking about here, because this is something that a friend of ours has posted. And I want to be able to do some kind of tribute to Charlie Kirk if I can by any means. But the name Charlie means freeman / warrior. And the name Kirk means church. Okay? The next slide says, because Charlie Kirk's business and everything he co-founded was called Turning Point, this is a turning point.
Absolutely.
We had Charlie, we have others that stand up, but because of what just happened to Charlie, like I've already seen multiple videos of other Republicans and other conservatives calling out like, you just poked a bear that you have no idea what's going to happen. I've been saying I will gladly bear the cross he bore, because he bore a cross that I think even a lot of conservatives were afraid to bear. Mm-hmm. But because, and we were so comfortable in letting him do it because he was doing it, he was doing it so well, no one's going to be able to replace Charlie.
Yeah.
We'll have to have 5 people do exactly what, like, it'll take at least 5 to replace what he's done.
Yeah.
And to do exactly what he does.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they just don't understand what they have done. And here's the next slide. It says, the enemy just woke up America's sleeping giant. Her remnant has now been fully activated.
Yeah.